Hey guys, Seamus here, back again with another update on our 70s group build hosted by Joe over by Sky Model Workshop. Right, we got it all in mock-up before we start getting things glued in place, but in the meantime we printed off another few bits and pieces. It did say it was going to go like a kind of a disco van, but it's going to either rock or disco, one or we'll see what way it turns out. Going to design my own decals for it. Still in the testing stage with those, so we'll see how they work out. But we got it, and we got the lights turned off here. You'll see it a bit better. We got our disco lights in. Let's spin here for a second. We got it all painted inside as well. We got our 3D printed wheels on. They're exactly the same ones that was in the kit, only these were 3 parts. So they're easier to paint. Turn the lights back on again. So say these are the original rims that came with the kit. I'm not using those mirrors, they're a bad attempt of a mirror. The stem it's very thick, I'd say. It looks out of scale, so I'm going to scratch build my own mirrors. We did get some work done on their engine, still a lot of work to be done to it, mind you. Say those wheels are 3D printed, sorry. The original parts are the tires, but the rest of it are all 3D printed. We used our Super Chrome from AK to do our rims. There is a few other bits and pieces that needs done to it. We did replace those seats. I showed them in a couple of videos back. These original ones are just shocking. There's a armrest to go on either side, so I printed off captain seats of that era. You'll see it in another video if you go back and watch. I printed off the figure. I have another couple of figures to print off as well. I have one here curing at the minute. You do get a roof rack with this. It's not what I'm looking for, so I'm going to scratch build my own again or 3D print one. Those antennae, they're just way overscaled, too thick for my liking. So either scratch build them or maybe 3D printing, I don't know. I'll probably end up scratch building them, to be honest, because they're pretty thin for resin to do an antennae. You get a CB radio. Again, whether I use it or not, I don't know. Our belt has to go on, our air filter, your distributor cap and so forth. Fuel tank has to go in. I've got that in black base coat before I hit it with the silver. And the same for our exhaust. So I'll strip it down here and let you have a look at. Nothing special going on underside of this chassis. It is really sparse. So we've done our floor itself satin black, sorry, matte black, and then the chassis itself gloss. Interior, that is made out of orange brown from Valero. And the engine is just blue, as you can see in the foreground there. So there's still a fair amount of work to be done inside this as well. Get our steering column on. There's no decals for your dash whatsoever, so some careful painting has to be done there. Well, a 3D printed resin winders, so we'll get those on as well. Let's see if we can get one out here. Still on support. So we'll just snip that off and do it the colour it needs to be done. Get it on inside that. As you can see, maybe, hopefully this camera might pick it up. It's a pure attempt for, see if I can get a pointer, use a blade, a winder. So we'll get that in. Engine has to go in, as I was saying. A few other things were done to that before we get it installed. Our 3D prints here, they come out really well, so we can get a bit more light. So we'll get these all painted up as well. Detail on this is incredible. You've got the jack here opened for your mic or your whatever you're going to use. Bit of a clean up done around the back because I printed it wrong. Instead of printing it up on an angle, I printed it like this. But we can clean that up before we go to paint. Printed off 4 guitars as well. So we'll get those painted up different colours and so forth. And I'll try to keep it in scale with used her as a template sort of thing. So if you think it's wrong, let me know in the comments. So as I say, we'll get that painted up. There's 4 of them exactly the same. There's a couple of different ones, but I just kept it all the same, just for convenience sake. Don't know what this is, to be honest. Don't know if it's a tuner or some sort. Again, you got all your AUX output cables that goes into the back. And I think this is another speaker of some sort. Subwoofer of some sort. And your bass. So get those all painted up as I said. And there are smaller ones. This would come out pretty well. I'm happy enough with that. Got the equalizer, slide switches, they all come out pretty straight. And again, you have some other types of buttons on the back. Your carry handle. What impressed me more was the grill printed out. You can actually see through it. And it just goes in place, like so. So we get those all painted up separately. I've no idea what colour I'm going to do now, to be honest. To show this one, like this is an amp or some sort maybe, or a speaker, I don't know. So let's go guys, quick update on our rock tour van, I called it in the last post. So there you go guys, just another quick update. So we'll crack on with it over the weekend, try and get that engine in, try and get some of our tail lights in, headlamps and so forth. There's going to be some work done to our grill here, get those drilled out for our SMDs, and then we'll take it from there. So more shot in the dark. Right guys, I'm away, so thanks for watching. I'll speak to you all later. Bye.